Hello guys, and welcome back to Phat Pack Magic, where we've got the vintage cube action on camera. Now, on the left we've got Devin, the challenger to Victor's King of the Hill seat, and he's playing Orzhov Midrange. And on the right we've got Victor, and in his previous matchup, he showed just how powerful Golgari Cheats can be by either reanimating it or just ramping it out fast. Now, Devin's going to be on the play, and he's down 2 cards from a 2 mulligan, so let's see how and if he can catch back up. Victor draws for turn after Devin's solitary play of a plains and passes the turn back. Devin's got the action going. Here's a swamp, tapping 2. What do you got for us, Devin? And Devin has a little bit of ramp in the form of an Orzhov Signet. Not really the kind of pressure he wants to lay on Victor in these early turns, as Victor does a little bit of damage to himself, going down to 19 and fetching out Sylvan Caryatid. He's fetching out a forest to play Sylvan Caryatid, a very good ramper and a big butt blocker with hexproof, meaning that Devin's going to have to charge her way down through the old-fashioned way of combat. Now Devin's only got 2 cards in hand, nope, 3 cards in hand, so he's got to start putting in the action, and he taps 3, cutting Victor's deck, and what does he got? And it's a Lingering Souls, alright. 2 1/1 Flying Spirits, and he's going to be able to flash that back next turn as well, and, get some power in the air. And unfortunately, that little Sylvan Caryatid is not going to be able to block 1/1 Flying Spirit tokens. But Victor doesn't seem too bothered by it. Tapping 2 mana, 3, and here comes a Shaman of the Forgotten Ways, a 2/3 that's going to be able to ramp Victor up to 6 mana next turn, but only for creature spells. Devin draws for turn, and looks like another land, but he plays out a Charming Prince and opting for the Scry ability, and he's going to be able to tuck 2 not so great top decks to the bottom. He's already got a land, so he doesn't need that plains, but is he going to keep the other one on top? Now, fortunately, Charming Prince is only a 2/2 body, so it's not going to be able to crash into that Shaman of the Forgotten Ways with the profitable trade, but Devin's still going to be able to flash back with 2 more spirits, crashing in at Victor, bringing him down to 17, and now Devin has 4 power on the board, so that can be a little bit of a clock, but I don't think that Victor is too worried about it, because he's going to play down Anissa, making a plant token, tapping 2 mana with that Shaman, and playing out Wall of Roots, unfortunately missing a land drop, but I think Victor is okay with that. He's got a very powerful board presence of dudes and mana ramp, so now Devin just needs to apply the pressure. Here it comes in the form of 4 Flying Spirits, taking out Nissa rather than going after Victor's life total, because he's going to Angel of Sanctions that Shaman of the Forgotten Ways away, and now Devin's got a commanding advantage with 7 power on the board in flying, so now Victor really has to put out some kind of answer here. Tapping 2 mana. Looks like he's really, and he's digging deep. Now, if he finds maybe something juicy to discard and maybe a little bit of reanimation on top of that, he can get out of this situation. But he opts to discard and draws, and it looks like a land drop. Not the best thing, but Victor can get out of this situation. All he needs is a natural order and maybe a Grizzlebrand. A Grizzlebrand would be pretty good here. But Devin draws, crashes in for Victor, bringing him down to 10. 7 damage in the air, flying. Who knew that this mulligan to 5 would do so well for Devin? And I think part of it might just be Victor missing those key critical land drops in favor of dorks. Victor playing his land for turn. It's a Bloodstained Mire, which could potentially be a Bayou or, maybe another swamp if he needs the black and just doesn't want to go for the Bayou. But Victor considering his possibilities. Here comes 4 mana, 5 mana, through the breach. Wow! Through the breach into Craterhoof Behemoth. So everything is going to get +5. So Victor swinging in for 20. This is lethal. And it's 22 trample damage. But Devin, he's got the Restoration Angel. And it looks like he's gonna flicker the Charming Prince. And that's gonna gain him a little bit of life as it comes back into play. He doesn't even need to block. He can just take 22 damage. But he's deciding on whether or not he wants to block. I mean, yeah, he's just gonna take 22. He's just gonna take 22 damage, opting to gain 3 life from the Charming Prince, and then taking 22, going down to 1. Now he needs... Oh, and he's got lethal on the backswing, crashing back for 4, 7, 10 damage. And Victor, he got the Through the Breach. He got the Craterhoof Behemoth. He was so close, but Devin just making that clutch play with that Restoration Angel, gaining him 3 life, putting him down to 1. Holy hell! Oh my god! But we are going to see the next game after a quick break from our sponsors. Hey guys, I want to give a quick shout out here to Your Playmat. These guys offer fully customizable playmats, card sleeves, and foil playmats. Now, I wouldn't be talking to you guys about these mats unless I personally believed in them. So check this out. Yeah, that is the Mox Jet altar on the Phat Pack Magic draft videos, and we put that on a mat. And here's the best part. Your playmat believes in me and believes in my channel and therefore believes in you guys. So that's why they're doing a special discount code only for Phat Pack Magic YouTube subscribers. Put in the code PPM15 and get 15% off any playmat you order. Foil, regular, anything you're looking for. PPM 15. So what are you guys waiting for? Go make your own mats and show off your style. And we're back. Devin and Victor both shuffling up, getting ready for the next game, reestablishing their game plans. Devin realizes just how powerful Victor's deck can be in the span of 1 turn, but Devin has the advantage. All he has to do is swing in with flyers because Victor's deck offers little to no interaction against Devin's creature plan aside from low to the ground blockers. But they're drawing up their opening hands, and Devin looks like he's in a pretty good position. Looks like he's got an early pack rat that he can put down, but Devin keeps his cards close to his chest. He's a poker player after all, and Victor starts off with the game with the forest, and Devin passing back with a swamp on his side of the field. Victor deciding on how he wants to play it out. It's going to go for another turn 1 Burning Catacombs into a Farseek, fetching out 2 lands, and this card is the bane of my existence. It's Farseek. Freaking, for those of you who don't know, Victor chose Farseek over Recurring Nightmare for his Reanimator build, and it has since driven me crazy every time I see that card on camera. But he passes it back after getting a Badlands and a Forest into play, and Devin is going to start off with a Pack Rat. A nice, juicy, foily Pack Rat right for Victor. Now that card would have been awesome in Victor's deck, being able to chuck out all those big creatures, but Devin is going to make pretty good use of it because Victor doesn't really have much of a way to interact with it aside from creatures. And he plays out 2 of them, a Sylvan Caryatid and an Elves of Deep Shadow, and passes the turn back to Devin. Devin playing out another Swamp and swings in with the Pack Rat and decides to, the Sylvan Caryatid can't deal damage back to the Pack Rat. So Devin deciding on whether or not he wants to pump it now or in response later. But he says now, and he's going to ditch an Angel of Sanctions and make a 2/2 Pack Rat. Now those rats are going to start getting dangerous next turn, but the good thing is that Angel of Sanctions in the graveyard means that later he can cast it back for a O-Ring effect. He draws for turn, It doesn't look like he has much white in hand. So he's going to swing in 2 damage each. And Victor deciding on whether or not he wants to chump block. And Devin discards a Wall of Omens to make another rat, making these 3/3 rats. And Victor takes it, bringing him down to 13. Now Victor doesn't need that much life. He needs the dorks more than he needs life at the moment. Because he wants to get a critical mass 4 creatures with that Craterhoof Behemoth. But now Victor has 9 damage on the board, potentially 12. Plays out his land for Turn of Plains, and crashes in for 9. Victor opts to chum block with 1, and Devin, is it pump time? He's going to pump. And he's going to chuck a Hangerback Walker to make another rat, so that's 4 rats, and Victor takes 8, bringing him down to 5. He's got 1 turn left to really push out something. Can he do it? Here's 5, 6, 7, 8. There's Tooth and Nail. Oh no, wait, that's 9. 9 with Entwine. And what can Victor bring out? Maybe Grizzlebrand? To gain life? I mean, but that seems like a really big waste of Grizzlebrand. I mean, Grizzlebrand and Craterhoof would be 10 and then 22? But the the Craterhoof wouldn't give it haste. But he would still have a blocker on the field. What big... I mean, he could get Ulamog. But still, that's not... He would have to... He still wouldn't have enough blockers. Devin would still come in for 8. He's going to get Xenagos and Craterhoof. Alright, so... The Craterhoof would get +9/+9. And then the Xenagos could double it to 18 damage? Nope, Xenagos can't swing. I think there's a big miscommunication that happened here because Craterhoof at Behemoth doesn't give Xenagos haste, and Devin had a blocker for 4 damage. Devin scooped, so sometimes read the card. But we're moving on to game 3, and it's the last matchup, or the last game for this match. And Devin is going to be on the play, but he would have had game 2. Sometimes just read the card, guys, and it can cost you a game or give you a game because Victor shouldn't have had game 2. It should have... Devin was going to be able to win that one. But remember, the important thing is read the card. Not the actual thing, but read the card. So Devin plays out a Swamp, passes the turn back. Victor plays out an early Avacyn's Pilgrim and passes the turn back. But Devin doesn't have a turn 2 play. Is Victor going to be able to run away with this game 3? Because he's putting down Nissa, making a plant token, and now he's got a blocker for the Nissa, and Devin, he needs to get some action down quick. Because that Nissa ultimate isn't the most powerful, but it can definitely take over a game with a bunch of low-to-the-ground creatures. He needs something like a Lingering Souls, and he needs it now. But Liliana of the Last Hope is going to be able to kill off that tiny little ramp dude, sending the Avacyn's Pilgrim to the yard and putting another counter on the Liliana, who's got plenty of targets for her +1 ability. Victor drops an Explorer after playing a land, draws a card. Is he going to have another land drop for this turn? He does. Taps another 2. Come on, what do you got, Victor? And it's a Wall of Roots. And Nissa is going to make another plant token. Plenty of juice for Liliana to start crunching up. So Liliana is going to tick up 1, and Devin has an Angel of Sanctions in hand. Now the question is, does he have something for that Nissa? And I think might be Lingering Souls. No, it's a Midnight Rider, which is a 3/2 attacker, which if it dies or non-token creatures he control dies, he's going to be able to pay a life, lose a life and draw a card. But Nissa is getting up to 6, close to that ultimate range. And here comes a Golgari Signet, a Nurturing Peatland, into the Golgari Signet, into Farseek. Not into Recurring Nightmare, which with Nissa would have had plenty of targets to just recur constantly. But hey, you know what? Farseek. It gets an Overgrown Tomb and makes me sad in my soul. So now Devin finally has a little bit of action to start pressuring that Nissa. He can start eating away at the tokens, but he needs to kill off that Nissa quick. She's already at 6 and her ultimate is -7. So here comes another Liliana to chew away at a plant token. Here's 5 mana. Ooh, he might just want to play the Angel of Sanctions on the Nissa. Yeah, that works. Exiles it, put a flyer in the air, and now Victor is, why would he not swing? I guess he's afraid of just Craterhoof at the moment, which is completely fair. It is the correct decision to be afraid of Craterhoof. But Victor, end of turn, cashes in that Nurturing Peatland, draws a card, and he's lining up mana. Here's 2 green in the pool. What do you got for us, Victor? No, he's untapping. Looks like Victor has a Grizzlebrand in hand? Maybe? Victor taps 2. And here comes the Devoted Druid. And there's a Shaman of the Forgotten Ways. Victor just deploying out all the mana dorks. But now, next turn, Devin is going to be able to ultimate that Liliana. However, he is flooding out hard. He puts another counter on Liliana, putting her in ultimate range. And he's going to kill off that plant token. Yes, plant token is dead. Now, he could have put it on the Devoted Druid, meaning that the Devoted Druid wouldn't be able to cash in its ability to put a -1/-1 counter on it next turn. But maybe just getting rid of another creature might be what Victor wants to do in case the Craterhoofs come down. But Liliana is in ultimate range, and he's going to protect her with whatever he can. But here's 4, 5. There's Xenagos again. And he, unfortunately, he's very close to live. He's got 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 out of the 7 pips he needs to become a live swinging dude. But he pumps the Shaman of the Forgotten Ways, swings at it, and Devin has the cast down, meaning that he doesn't have to sacrifice one of his creatures to be able to kill it off. But Xenagos is going to be quite a threat if Victor can drop down anything of substance. Devin finally going on the offensive, swinging in for 3 at Victor's face, and now he starts off with the zombie army. Liliana's ultimate is going to put 2/2 zombies into play each turn. Well, no, X equals the amount of zombies he has plus 2. So next turn, he'll put 4 zombies in play if these 2 can live out. But Victor has something to say about that. He's tapping 4, 5, 6. And here comes Inferno Titan with Xenagos. Wow. And 3, 4, 5, 6. Xenagos is 1 off from being live, but still being able to make that Inferno Titan a 12/12. And as it comes in play, he's going to kill off 1 zombie and deal damage to... Devin should be drawing off the non... This is why you got to read the cards, guys. So, Devin doesn't have a blocker, and he's going to take 15. Now, Devin has 1 turn to... He wasted that cast down, too, unfortunately. But he is just drawing into lands. Especially, he shouldn't be drawing because of the fact that they're token creatures. But he's at 5. maybe a Wall of Omens could get him through, being able to draw him a card. And if the Angel of Sanction dies, she can get rid of that Inferno Titan. But it just may not be enough time. So Devin launches a Wall of Omens into play, draws another land, a grip of lands, and unfortunately he's got an Angel of Invention, which is going to give all of his creatures +1/+1, but she's incredibly fragile herself, because that Inferno Titan, whenever it swings, it's going to be able to deal out 3 damage however it chooses. Looks like he's going to play out that Angel of Invention because he doesn't really have much of a choice. He's going to get 2 servos, and he's going to have 2 more zombies. So he's going to be able to stabilize for another turn. So here are the 2 servos, and here are the 2 zombies that are created by the Liliana emblem. Victor untaps, and all it's going to take is just 1 turn for Victor to go off here, but he could lose it all just by the cumulative zombies that could start crashing in if he figures out a way to get through. But instead, here's Tooth and Nail with Entwine, and Devin's like, oh, yeah, I guess you can just get Craterhoof, and yeah, yeah. And that is game, set, and match for Victor. But we gotta put an asterisk on this one, guys, because Victor should not have gotten game 2. Victor pulled out Xenagos and Craterhoof, and that was not going to be enough damage. It was only going to be 18, because Craterhoof does not give other creatures haste, it only gives them trample, but part on Devin here, he did not read the card. You gotta do that, guys. You gotta read the cards. But that's gonna be it for this time on Phat Pack Magic. Stay tuned because we got round 3, the finals, coming up. And you definitely don't want to miss that game. So make sure you hit that notification bell, subscribe, hit that like button if you do like the content. Check us out on Instagram. And if you like the content and you want to support it, check out the links in the description. But until next time, may all your packs be fat.